Good morning. Good morning. Thought I'd go live with this absolutely stunning break of dawn that we got going on here this morning. So hang with me if you want to watch the sunrise. And yeah, I'll be back to chat with you. Appreciate you guys. Got to love Thailand. Good morning. James Vitterchoil. Maybe that's right, James. Hey, thanks, man. Cheers to Birmingham. Hope all is well with you. Hey, we got 8 people in the house, guys. Thanks for coming along. I've got another busy day today, but we've lost a little bit of the beauty of dawn here. But man, I came outside and saw all that beauty, and I'm like, okay, time to take a thumbnail and go live with the sunrise. Hey, have a great day. Go to the gym. Good idea, buddy. Good idea, man. All part of living the dream, right? Got to keep yourself in good shape when you're living in a foreign country, living abroad. Can't wait for you to make your trip down here to Pala. Thanks for coming in this morning. Appreciate you. We got 9 people watching, guys. Thank you. Thought maybe people might want to stop in and enjoy some sights and sounds at the break of dawn here in Pala, Banchong, Rayong, Thailand. So welcome. If you haven't been to the channel before, appreciate you stopping by. This is our home here. And you may or may not know I'm a real early morning riser. So I'm up early on my 3rd cup of coffee. Academy of Descent guy. I'm glad you like the sound. Better than the sound of my voice, I know that. Yeah, birds singing, and of course we got some homing pigeons. Hey, okay, yeah, we hear you. I think they got a pretty good nest going on. My wife loves all animals. Yeah, I've been told they're Academy of Descent guy. I've been told that I like listening to the sound of my own voice. I don't know that that's necessarily true. I just, I'm a YouTube vlogger, and so when I get the time to do these unannounced, unplanned live streams, I like to update people a little bit about what's going on. A little bit of chit chat. Yeah, my wife loves animals, and we've got these homing pigeons, and we're allowing them to nest up here in one spot. It's in a dry and protected real well, so they hatch out a lot of their babies over here, and that's Mama making all the noise. But yeah, we're gonna have this ceiling here will all have to be the drop ceiling will be taken down. We got a guy coming Sunday. It's just because this upper deck roof never had the be careful there. Never had the closed off sections. You see the little tile roofs here, and these holes, they've got little black plastic that closes it off so the birds can't go up and under. But this upper deck didn't have those, so the pigeons have been kind of getting in underneath the drop ceiling here. So a guy's going to come take all that stuff down and clean all that out and plug that in where they can't get in there, you know. So we'll still allow a few to nest over here, obviously in a good dry spot, but we don't want them getting into the drop ceiling anymore. You guys know the feces builds up after a while, and that's not good for anybody. yeah, it's a beautiful morning here in Pala. Well, thank you for the thumbs up. Appreciate it. Coffee tastes good. Great place to have coffee here. I'm gonna back up and show you a little bit more of the where you're setting. Man, that early morning sky was just beautiful. I mean, it's still pretty, but wow, it's like God painted a picture this morning, man. It was amazing. I was like, I just gotta go live on that shot. This is the upper deck here. We got Blackie in the house. We got Jake in the house. And Brownie's here somewhere. And Brownie done knocked over the scooter this morning. Brownie, where are you? Oh, there she is. There's the newest addition to the family. She is growing fast. And then we have a couple South American water turtles in here, Lulu and Lala. And now the pigeon's shutting up a little bit because I'm over here by her nest. But anyway, that's where you're at, up here on the upper deck of the Triple T Nam Yin home. We just love this old man's beard. Stuff's really easy to take care of. It grows well. Anyway, that's your settings. I'm gonna put you down right back down here. Oh, Jake. Okay. Up a little bit there. There we go. All right, 11 in the house, 4 thumbs up. Thank you guys. Academy of Decent Guy. Active. The ocean is right that way, directly to the south there. So you can't really see it, the ocean from here. This is a lake that we overlook. But yeah, the ocean's not far. As a crow flies, maybe 5 clicks, something like that. Not far. So yeah, if you were on the beach at Pala, you'd be having a beautiful sunrise over the Gulf of Thailand. Absolutely. We don't mind being a little ways off the beach here, you know. It takes us about a 5-minute drive to get to the open mic bar that we own and operate, and then another minute. So, you know, 6 or 7 minutes to the beach from here at our house. It's plenty close enough. It's the closest I've ever lived to the ocean in my life. But we're kind of out here in a rural area, so it's pretty quiet most of the time. We've got this small road, and there's really no exhaust regulations in Thailand, so some of these motorbikes and stuff can be loud, but most of the time we have a very quiet area to live. That just popped up again. Is that the sea view? 7 minutes. Yeah, it's not far. Not far at all. Matter of fact, Academy of Decent Guy. I've never heard that name before. Are you a subscriber? And where are you watching from, if you don't mind? It's up to you, but we kind of like to get an idea. We get new people in the chat where they're viewing from. But I'll give you... Now, on the live stream, you really lose quality fast, but I'm going to go ahead and zoom in for you here. You see those buildings right there? The one that has the blue and orange especially kind of stands out, right? Those are on the beach. Those are hotels on the beach right there. Let me get back out of that because, like I said, a live stream on Zoom is not cool. All right. So yeah, not far down there. And we have a nice, nice sized yard here. We keep the dogs in and all that. Goes around both sides and into the back. So we like to have a yard. We have 3 dogs now. Got the automatic gate. So yeah, it's pretty convenient. Feels like you're living, the country style life, but you're actually close to pretty much everything. You're definitely not out on the farm somewhere, although it kind of feels like it, and we like that. We like that rural life. But we are in the subdistrict of Pala, city of Ban Cham, Rayong province on the eastern seaboard of the Gulf of Thailand. So I'm just going to let this stream run a little while, try to get the beauty of the sunrise here. Say, if you caught the earlier parts, it was really phenomenal how well the sky was just painted. It was the perfect clouds and just beautiful. Song Tao. So those pickup trucks with bench seats in the back. Ride. Okay, let me catch up. Knit Band, good morning. Which city are you in? From California. Cheers to California. Yeah, the city is called Ban Chang, which basically translates to my home. And so there's sub-districts within the cities here in Thailand, and our district is called Pala. So that's P-H-A-L-A, but the H is silent. So you just think P-A-L-A, Pala. So yeah, that's actually the sub-district of the city, and it's Rayong province on the eastern seaboard of the Gulf of Thailand. Thank you for coming in. NT Band from California. Cheers, man. Jam. Bijam Soy Khao Noi. Wow, I love that. Hope to come to Thailand before Songkran, moving to Thailand next year. Well, hope to see you there at Songkran too, man. Everybody that lives here is very optimistic about this year's Songkran. For those of you that don't know, that's the Thai New Year, based on the old lunar calendar. Of course, they've adopted the Gregorian calendar now. Cheers from Florida, Fabe Ponton. Thank you for coming in. Cheers to Florida, man. But yeah, so Songkran, the Thai New Year, is in mid-April every year, and of course, Songkran 2020 was canceled, right? We were under emergency orders and no large social gatherings and all that, right? Well, Songkran is like, a week-long ceremony. A lot of people, it's the longest holiday in Thailand. Sometimes people take off 2 weeks during the Songkran period, go home, see family, all that. For 1,000 years, there's been a ritual in the Buddhist culture for the New Year involving water, and the water was basically like washing away the old year and bringing in the new year. And then the water was also seen as a sign of respect. The students would pour fragrant water, right? They have the water in the bowl with the flowers and different fragrances in the water, and then they take a cup of that and pour it over the hands of the elderly. So there was a lot of water ritual involved in the ancient Thai New Year, and they also pour water over the statue of the Buddha, stuff like that, right? But the water is seen as a sign of cleansing or renewal, right? And it's turned into one of the biggest water fight festivals in all the world. Songkran in Thailand is amazing. So now you've got huge celebrations, and people will set up, if you're on a main road or even a small road like this, with water hoses and buckets of ice water to pour on people as they go by and throw water at people, squirt guns, you name it. The big cities, Bangkok and all over, they're amazing celebrations. Well, all of that was canceled, right? So 2021 Songkran, Thai people are going to go berserko. It's going to be the most amazing Songkran celebration, I imagine, in a long time. And there's no sign that there's going to be any restrictions where you couldn't completely celebrate Songkran, right? So based on that, a lot of us are, I don't know if we're just pie in the sky, but we're optimistic that during that period of Songkran, there will be a lot more reopening, more more people allowed to enter the Kingdom of Thailand under the special tourist visa program. And maybe by then we won't have any quarantine procedures and stuff like that. Right? No one knows for sure, but a lot of people are setting their sights on Songkran mid-April 21. I don't think anybody is like, have high expectations that we're actually going to have a lot of tourists, travelers, international travelers by then, but it's possible, right? Possible. Obviously, the number one concern of the Thai government is to protect its citizens, and that's why the borders are all closed down now. Very difficult to get in, although there are people coming in for various reasons. Thai family connection, they're got business here, they're working here, got medical needs here, so they're able to enter and then go through state quarantine, which I've heard great things about all the state-run quarantine centers. They've got really nice hotels that they're using, but anyway, that's the only people that's getting in here now, and it's the same story all over the world in all of the international tourist destinations, right? That have just been devastated because their, majority of their local economies in those tourist areas are based on that international travel. So no one knows for sure, but hopefully Songkran will be a big turning point, At least for all the locals it will be, for sure. We're hoping for international people as well. Yeah, I've got some business to take care of today in Rayong City, so I'll be going there this morning. We had a new staff member start last night, and her and Yin worked really good together. Should have never left, but I will be back. Right, hey, well, we'll welcome you when you can get back. Siribrooker, hey Siri. Breakfast, right? I know. No more than a couple of weeks, I think, there. But, I'm pretty determined that I want authentic photos of the actual individual menu items. Not all of them, like all the a la carte and all that kind of stuff, but the main, house specials and the different breakfast items. I want authentic photos of the actual food, right? So I've got to, process that, get real good high quality photos, and then get the menus, and then we'll be set to open, and you'll be the first to know about it, I promise. And we'll have a grand opening. We'll be staffed up just in case we get busy on the grand opening of the breakfast. We're not expecting, a huge crowds right off the bat until we get known and people start talking about our food, our pricing, our service. Mr. Mitch, thank you. Everything's been great so far this morning. We got this Academy of Decent Guy, brand new viewer that I haven't seen, but great comments. Yeah, that's probably right. But you'd be surprised, Academy of Decent Guy, like, people will do 14 quarantine and pay the money, the 40,000 baht, whatever it costs, if they know they can enter with that new special tourist visa, because the special tourist visa can be renewed twice in the country without having to leave. So what Thailand has done is basically allowed you to stay 9 full months in the Kingdom of Thailand on a tourist visa. So that's a pretty long stay. So obviously that's an accommodation to try to reinstitute international tourism. So the quarantines are not going to go away, obviously, until way down the road here. But people are coming and, spending the money and doing the 14 days because they know that they don't just have, a standard 60 to 90-day tourist visa. They actually have the ability to stay 9 months. So if you take 2 weeks out of the 9 months that you're planning on staying, right, it's not that big a deal for them to go through quarantine. But I appreciate that. All right, Mr. Mitch. Mr. Mitch. Driving. Hey, driving and watching. Don't be careful, Mr. Mitch. Thank you, Academy of Decent Guy. Patty Forsman. What's up? Just got up here in North Europe. Whiskey slash Pepsi Max is okay. All right. Yeah, hair of the dog, man. Welcome. Good morning to you. Well, it's not morning in Europe, but you just woke up. So, anyway, yeah, good morning from Pala. Bonchang Rayon. Happy to have you, Patty. But, yeah, man, that early morning break of dawn was just absolutely gorgeous skies. And now the sunrise is not going to be that great, right? Because we got pretty heavy cloud cover there in the east. But anyway, I just couldn't help it when I came out for coffee to go ahead and run a little live stream and let people watch playback or whatever and see that beautiful break of dawn here in Thailand and chat with you guys for a little while. Appreciate you coming along. We got 19 people in the house and 7 thumbs up. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. And Mr. Mitch, don't worry about it. We've had a really respectful chat audience this morning. And I'm on it. If anybody drops in that you know, we need to James Dean out of here. But if there's anyone watching now live or watching the playback of this Breaking Dawn live stream, and you haven't been to Teacher Thomas Thailand YouTube channel, hey, welcome, and thank you for tuning in. We have a lot of new subscribers. So I think in the last 28 days, we're up to about 94 new subscribers in the last 28 days. So, you know, it's new people coming, and we appreciate all of you new subscribers. And of course, we obviously appreciate the people that have been with us for a while. I just put out a new vlog yesterday to kind of update people on the progress of opening a bar and grill or restaurant and bar, however you want to look at it, here in the Kingdom of Thailand, and kind of give you a brief overview of some of the licensing requirements. For a foreigner to be a 47% shareholder in a registered licensed corporation here in Thailand that will allow you to gain a work permit and actually be a manager of a bar and restaurant. Thai Airways website has some really good pricing for ASQ hotels and BKK. 5-star, most of them. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you. And guys, this Siribrooker company, man, they really know not only our local area here, but they deal with real estate properties and stuff all over the Kingdom of Thailand. And so they have to stay on top of everything for their clients' information. And I've heard a lot of that, and I've also heard that a lot of the 5-star hotels have been booked out with a lot of domestic tourism. You know, people are taking advantage of the low fares. The domestic airline fares are very low, and then Thai people have been getting major discounts on hotel and hospitality, stuff like that. So, yeah, I think Thai people are enjoying their country without the tourism. Not that they don't want tourism, because obviously they do. Well, thank you, Chris. Yeah, my wife is a green thumb for sure. But even those expats that live here long stay will tell you that right now, if you want to really go see some spectacular sites in Thailand that are normally pretty heavily congested with tourism, right? Now's the time to go see that. You got people going out to PP Island and, you know, Koh Samui and all the different beautiful spots in Thailand, up to Chiang Mai and different areas. And, you know, it's just a great time to be a domestic traveler because of the, obviously, the amount of room that you have without the international tourism. So, anyway, guys, we are just about there on the breakfast, working every day to finalize things and compile the menu. Like I say, if I wasn't so OCD about my menu being authentic photos of the actual menu items, then I could probably be open quicker. But I really think it's important when you live abroad and you have a lot of people that don't speak or read English to, a high fluency level, then if you have the actual photos on there, right, then you don't have to worry about the language barrier. You don't have to put, Thai and English description of the food if you've got the actual photos of the food, right? So put the actual photos, you put the ingredients in English, right? So even if, because we do have a lot of Thai customers, and even if they struggle with their English reading comprehension, there's that son. Obviously, they can see the photo, and instead of it being something, copied and pasted, it's an actual photo of the menu item. Every year we're hopping except everywhere is hopping except Phuket. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, I tell you, man, it's amazing how Thailand can convert so quickly into promotion of the domestic tourism. So smart thing that they've done. Do you happen to know if it's legal for a person to make their own wine in Thailand? I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure a lot of that happens. There's a lot of what we call moonshiners, only it's called Lao Khao rice liquor. So a lot of people make their own rice liquors and stuff, but I don't know what the laws are on it. I would assume that it's not legal, but I don't know. I don't know. Of course, we buy all of our stuff from wholesale liquor providers. Thai Airways has a better deals than Agoda. Uh, I don't know about that, but I know that Thai Airways, is a major airline here, and obviously all the airlines have been struggling. So there probably are some great discounts just to buy direct from the Thai Airways website if you're flying domestically. Chris, I'm so jealous. It was 46 degrees here today. Oh my God. Yeah, it's just beautiful weather here in Thailand. Heard anything from your friends in Krabi this week? I chat with them quite a bit, Patty, on private messages and stuff. Just kind of encouraging them, and grateful for the collaboration between all of the YouTube vloggers here in Thailand. It's really, really good videos put out by No Time to Be Sad. It felt like a Thanksgiving get together, Thai style. Really cool to see, man. Great people, meeting new friends. So, if I've had a small contribution in helping some of the new vloggers and stuff get together, then I feel good about that. I couldn't be there. You guys know I just got too much going on right now to be traveling. Yeah, and there's your answer right there. See, this guy knows. Siribrooker Company Ltd. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. The website with Thai Airways also helps with transportation and various other things you don't think about using. Agoda, you can get what you get, not bashing that. However, consider 14 days in a 5-star. That's right. Good advice. Thank you so much. Yes, it's great info. Great info. And they are a local real estate, like I say, here in Bonchong, but they've got properties all over, guys. So he really has a lot of information. I would encourage you to check out the website. Is Siribrooker. Not a YouTuber, just a businessman, and he's Farang, right? And there's a lot of Kun Thai staff there at the real estate office as well. So he's got a lot of great information, guys. You can make anything in Thailand. However, to sell or give away to general population, you should consider licensing. See, there you go. Brilliant answer, right? All I can tell you is I don't know, but he's like, yeah, you can make it, right? But for sale or distribution, right, to the general public, then yeah, you need licensing. Patty, nice. Going to look soon. All right. We work nationwide. Oh, nationwide. Okay, nationwide, guys. So anywhere in the Kingdom of Thailand, man, if you're thinking about property, you just want to get information, consultations, find out what the actual requirements and regulations are for foreigner making purchases of real estate. So many intricate details where if you go onto ThaiVisa.com or Reddit chat groups, or you know what I mean, all you do is get people's opinions and like, oh no, foreigners can't buy land, blah blah blah. Right? It's mainly just people broadcasting that aren't really tuned in here in Thailand. So if you really want to get reliable information, then there's no better place, right? If you're talking about property than Siribrooker Company, LTD, right? Get with people that have tons of experience in getting foreigners into properties, whether it's rental investments, right? Major investment to build a resort and you lease the property, or buying property, or doing things cooperatively with a Thai, like I've done with my business. My wife is 41% shareholder in our corporation, right? There's a lot of stuff that you can do and a lot of freedoms that foreigners do have here in Thailand. It's not as restrictive, as a lot of the opinions out there. It's just, they're just speaking from their experience or what they know. Maybe they were rejected and they're like, well, yeah. I've even had people say, foreigners can't even open bank accounts in Thailand because that was their experience. Now, obviously, we know that's not true. A lot of us have bank accounts in Thailand, and now it's pretty much necessary that you have a bank account in Thailand for your annual extension of your long stay visas, right? So, but there's a lot of opinion and chatter out there that just turns people off, and they're like, well, I don't want to come to Thailand. It's too restrictive, too many regulations. But I would encourage you to really do your research and say Siribrooker is nationwide, guys, and Thai foreign ownership. Yes, uh, our website is junk, but the Facebook page is very good with our listings. All right, thank you for that. So that would be the best way, guys, is to see if I can do that from here. I may have to go to the computer real quick. Okay, hang on a second, Siri broker. Hang on just a second if you can. I'd like you to post that Facebook page, but I'm gonna have to make you a mod so you have the ability to put that link up. Hang on a second. All right, guys, for those of you that are watching live, we have the link to the broker company in the chat. I would encourage you to click on that now. You can go ahead and go away from this live stream if you want to see their Facebook page, and then you can contact them, via private message on that page. So if you have serious questions and you've always been curious as to what the facts are in regards to real estate purchases and investment here in the Kingdom of Thailand, it's a great, great source, guy. So you've got an American gentleman that works for the company, so there's going to be no misunderstanding with the English questions that you may have, and they also have a great Thai staff that's bilingual as well. So for those of you watching the playback, I will put the link to the Siribrooker Ltd company Facebook page in the description box of this video after it's embedded on the channel, okay? So I encourage any and all to contact them for information, right? Now, if you're serious, if you're just somebody that's not really going to follow through and be a potential client or customer, you got to respect their time, okay? So I'm sure that they will try to help answer your questions, but they're not in the business of legal real estate advice for free, right? So let's be respectful of their time, but I would definitely go to their Facebook page with any serious inquiries. And yeah, you can call. They have email address on the Facebook page. Yeah, Chris, thank you for that. Chris, thank you. Okay, yeah. All right, so we got those links up there. Where is this video playing? It is in Rayong province. It's in the city of Banchang in the subdistrict of Pala. This is at my home here. This is our house. And we live in an area called Siribrooker, not far from the beach and not far from the Eastern Star Park and golfing community. Yeah, it is in Rayong, exactly. All right. You can always email me with any questions. Okay. All right, thank you, Perry. All right, guys. There's Perry and yeah. You can email him. Yes, I do know about the confusion, and it's not worth the burden and the headache to try to do things yourselves, guys. Pay the money, get the people like Perry that have experience and know what they're doing. They're going to make your life so much easier with the right contacts. Exactly right, Perry. And there's no way that somebody that's serious investor can just find that and find people that they can trust. So guys, go to Perry. Triple T, did you make use of their services yet? I haven't yet. I've done some consulting with Perry, and Perry's been a customer at the open mic and is anxiously awaiting for the breakfast coming. So I do know the man. I can speak to his character and integrity. So yeah, even though I'm not an actual client, I can tell you I would not refer you to someone if I didn't have the utmost confidence that you were going to be satisfied with the information. Card Arizona. Siri, I don't see any info on ASQ on the Thai Airways website that I can access from the USA. Can you show a link for that? Thanks. Okay, thanks. Remember, Thais will never tell you they don't know something. Good point. Thais are famous for always saying yes, but oftentimes yes means no. And yes will come with a smile. So that can be like anything. Like you can ask one of your Thai friends, hey, do you want to go to the movies tonight? And they'll be like, yes, with a big smile. But they actually already have plans. They can't go to the movie with you. But that's just kind of the Thai way, right? That respectful thing. So a lot of times yes doesn't mean yes. Yes actually means no. It's just they they don't say everything they're thinking, right? And it's just that humility and that respect level, especially when engaging with foreigners. So yeah, yes doesn't mean yes, and it's common. Like even in the social world, not just for business, it's just very very common that Thai people will exactly what Perry said there. Thais will never tell you they don't know something, right? They don't know, or they don't want to, or it's just no, they're just not really good at rejection, right? Which you got to admire, right? But once you understand that part of their culture, then in the business world, uh, especially us from the West, we have this business mind. Like there's got to be clarity on every issue. There can't be any gray areas when you're making a decision about a business or a financial transaction, right? There's black and there's white. You got to know all the details before you jump in with both feet, right? But it's much better when you've got a company like Siri, uh, where they've got native English speakers employed there in high positions that have a lot of experience and a lot of contacts with other Thais that are fluent in English. Like, so they really know the details, guys. I've often said that on my channel that it kind of gets my goat sometimes when foreigners give heavy opinions about intricacies of Thai government, Thai politics, immigration laws, regulations, and they just, again, they're broadcasting, but they're not tuned in, is the way I look at it. Because if you're smart enough and you've been in Thailand long enough, then you know that all you know, I mean, you could do all your research and whatever, all you know is a tiny fraction of the current events in Thailand. That's all you know because you're not fluent in their language. So you can't read the details on all of these articles and find out what's really involved, right? So this is true with everything. Now, I've got some friends that are completely fluent in Thai, reading, speaking, listening skills, everything. So a person like that, yeah, they could really know intricacies of various current events, status of things. But most of us, we get little pieces of news. There's some English news channels, right? The Tiger and Fabulous Pattaya, and different sources where you can get articles and blogs and different things in English. But again, it's such a small fraction of the story that's been translated. So I always say, humility goes a long ways. Don't ever, think, well, I know, and I try never give people advice if I'm not sure about it, right? Why would I do that? Try to make myself look like I'm some kind of expert on Thailand. I'm not at all, right? All I can do is share my experience and tell you what I've been through and how things worked for me, whether it's visa or licensing a business, becoming a corporation. Like, I can share my experience. That's it. But I'm not uh, opining in intricate details and telling you, like Siribrooker Perry over there. He's going to be able to tell you exact details. I mean, he's got all the experience of other foreigners that have made similar investments, whether it's real estate or whatever, right? So that kind of person, you can rely that what they're telling you, they don't have to go research, right? They've got actual experience. So, and they work with people that are Thai that are fluent in English, right? There's no communication barrier. So you actually get confidence in your decision based on who you're getting your information from, rather than watching some YouTube vlogger that thinks he knows everything about Thailand and is telling you what you can and can't do on a real estate purchase. That's really not the place to go to get advice. I'm not saying there aren't people giving good advice, but to make a serious investment decision, you need somebody that's in the game, been in the game, got the experience, right, and has those contacts like Perry mentioned. It all depends on your contacts here, guys. That's just the way it works. We had a very good contact and consulting firm that helped us with all of our licensing and the corporation and my work permit and all that. But it still took, you know, a coon's age to get everything done, right? Just because a lot of the processes are online now, and no way would I have taken on all of that myself, making all those trips. And a lot of the websites where you do all these applications for licensing, it's 100% in Thai. So how could I even try to do it myself, right? And my wife doesn't have a business background or know the legal, you know, jargon here in Thailand, so that wouldn't work. So there's certain things that are just so burdensome. Pay the money, guys. Just, you know, get a consulting agency, get a broker, do, you know, do what you got to do, and that way you know you've got a reliable, trusted source with experience. And then when you get ready to pull the trigger and make your decision, you feel confident that you're making an educated decision, right? So that's just my recommendations. And yes, I highly recommend Perry. I highly recommend Siribrooker because I do know them locally here. All right. Well said, sir. Thank you. Craig, I almost said Craig, but oh, it is Craig H 714. Thank you, Craig. Yeah, you can't lose face, man. Not in Asia. Yeah. So it's better to say yes and smile than you know, rejection. You know, rejection is kind of like losing face. Soy Kalnoi, yes. They say as up to you, yes. In Thai, lao ta, up to you, right? How long have you been in Rayong? We've lived in Rayong since September 2019, so a year and a couple months now. But we vacationed down here for the last 5 years. It's where we vacationed, and that's why we ended up moving here. Patty, okay. We are licensed real estate broker in Thailand. I hold real estate broker license in Hawaii and Australia. See, there you go, guys. I talked to Thomas, but okay, Patty, yeah. Well, Patty, yeah, I can try to answer and keep up with stuff, and then other people might want to let you know what's going on too. We have 2 staff lawyers. Yeah, see, guys, you got to, man. You got to get legal, you know, consultation firms involved in things, right? 2. They have 2 on staff, guys. Fully agree at Triple T. Thank you. Well said, plus the paper trail. Oh my God. Yeah, you guys don't even want to jack with the papers, and all of those are in Thai. Like, I've got a pile of papers on my licensing and work permit. Every one of them's in Thai, so it wouldn't have to be a pile for me to not be able to understand. It could be one piece of paper, and I don't understand what's on it, right? So, yeah, you gotta have the connection, guys. You wouldn't do everything yourself in your home country, so why would you do that in Thai? Exactly. At least in your home country, you don't have the burden of miscommunication with the language, right? Like, I could read a pile of papers in America and understand what it says. That may not make me qualified to make the decision, right? So very good point that even in your home country, you're still going to get consultation from experts and people, maybe even 2 different opinions, right? Before you make a serious investment decision, real estate or otherwise. So, but abroad, you have the big, huge hurdle of constant misunderstanding because you're not fluent in their native language. You're not going to be able to read the documents, right? You sign a contract here with your name, your legal signature, binding contract, and it's in Thai. I mean, why would you put your signature on that until you know you've got somebody, right? Now, I'm talking the documents that have to be submitted to the government. Those are never going to be in English. Now, other documents, part of the application process, there may be English on there so you can understand, you know, what you're filling in on the application. But when it comes down to the actual licensing and things that get posted with the government and all of their online websites, that's all in their native language. Why wouldn't it be, right? So, yeah, I mean, I think I'm so grateful that Perry Siribrooker came into live chat today because, you know, it's just a great topic. And I think any of us expats that have been here in Thailand long enough to know, right? You know, you need the first year or 2 to kind of get over yourself and start figuring how Thailand works, right? When in Rome, as they say. That usually takes a couple years for you to kind of grasp that and quit getting frustrated that they don't do things the way you did in your home country, right? You've just accepted it, right? So any of us that have been here long enough and on social media, YouTube platform, whatever, you know, the responsible thing to do is sure share your experience and give your opinion about your personal experience, but never give people actual legal advice and tell them you must do this, this is required for XYZ, right? Why would you speak in that manner? Because you're kind of speaking off the cuff, right? The best thing you to do is get local contacts in the area that you live in Thailand, like I have with Perry, right? And I have with the consulting firm that we used here in Rayong for our licensing, right? So get with people like that, right? Employ them, throw some cash at them, even if it's in a consultation advisory role prior to you making the investment. Throw some money at them so they'll spend some time and do the research, right? And get everything translated into English for you and present you with something that you can go, aha, I understand, I see, okay? And then proceed from there. But yeah, don't I would just recommend that you never, if you get one of these guys on YouTube or any other platform that's been in Thailand a long time and they're trying to tell you, well, this is what you need to do, you need this form, you got to go here, you got to, if they're really trying to guide you through some legality, I would just say, hey, appreciate the advice, but I know better, right? Unless you speak fluent Thai and read fluent Thai, I'm not going to accept what you're telling me as the way it actually works, right? So that was just be my recommendation, guys. All right, I've been going about an hour. Appreciate you guys. Well, some people try because of some bad experiences elsewhere. Exactly, exactly. And some people, you know, Perry, they speak about how things work in Thailand based on their bad experience, right? Like, oh man, don't buy a condo because you're going to get ripped off and blah blah blah. You can't trust ties and right. So they've had a bad personal experience, and then they're spouting all that stuff out there, and people think, oh my God, I would never want to go through that, right? Well, just because that person had a bad experience doesn't mean that that's going to be your experience. Maybe that person didn't get with the right person, didn't have those contacts that are necessary, didn't get educated about the intricacies and the details of what they were doing purchasing a condo, right? They just went with a leap of faith and trusted somebody and they got burnt. You know, there's a lot of those stories out there, and none of us are trying to say that that can't happen to you. The people that have been here long enough to know how this kingdom works will just give you the same exact advice. Go to a professional, go to someone you can trust. If you don't know, go to 2 or 3 of them, give some second opinions, go to some different real estate agents in your area, whatever, right? But Siri is nationwide, guys. They're nationwide. And you know you have native English speakers there. So you know there's not going to be any misunderstanding there, right? And you know they have all the Thai staff. They have lawyers on staff, right? That's the way to make a confident, positive decision about a purchase, right? And then you're not going to have that experience of getting ripped off or whatever, right? So that's my thing. And I think I've been guilty in the past too of saying, oh, I've heard, you know, that if you buy a condo in Pattaya, you're going to get ripped off. I might have expressed some of that because I've gotten information from people. But then, you know, again, you have to consider, why did they have such a bad experience? Why did they get ripped off? Who were they dealing with? Did they have a Thai person that they could trust involved, right? So I think the stereotypes often have a ring of truth in them, but they're not representative of most of the experiences here in Thailand. There's so many foreigners from all over the world that live here permanently and have made investments in real estate and business and otherwise, right? And have nothing but great experiences, right? So I think that's the majority of what goes on here. But obviously the people that have the bad experiences speak the loudest, and it becomes like truth to a lot of people that if you try to invest in Thailand, you want to own real estate, you know, you're going to get ripped off, and foreigners can't own real estate. And you know, people just speaking from their own experience with that are basically ignorant on the law. You know, they don't know. They don't have the licensing. They're not a licensed broker here. Anyway, guys, we've been rolling about an hour, and there she be, man. Here comes the sun. Doo 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 doo. Anyway, appreciate you. Appreciate you tuning in for the live stream. I'm going to go ahead and close it out. And I will put the link to Siribrooker Ltd in the description box for anybody watching the playback, okay? So it's, what is it? Thursday all day long. Yeah, Thursday all day long. And I've got to go to Rayong City. I wish I could just be like Jake, you know? Just be like Jake. Just have a spoiled life. But I can't be like Jake. I got shit to do. Anyway, guys, I'm going to close it out from right here in Pala. If I turn this camera around, how close is it going to be to my ugly mug this morning? Oh. All right, guys. Peace and love to everyone. Thanks for tuning in. And if you're watching the playback, look for the link in the description box. I love the discussion that we spontaneously got going today because it's really helpful to a lot of people that have serious inquiries. Look, Thailand's going to open back up. Everything comes to a pass. This too shall pass. So, you know, keep making your plans. If you want to live here in Thailand, keep with those plans. It's going to happen. We don't know exactly when, but you know, look in the description box. Send messages to their private Facebook. There'll also be an email there. Get those questions answered from a professional, right? And that way you are assured of what you're doing. Okay, do all of that before you arrive if you need to, and then after you arrive, obviously they can show you properties. You know, you can take virtual tours of properties online now. There's all kinds of things, right? But there are deals to be had. It's a buyer's market. So look in the description box, click on that link, go to their Facebook page. Anybody that's watching the playback and has questions about real estate, business, personal, or otherwise here in the Kingdom of Thailand. All right, guys, peace and love to everyone. I'm going to go ahead and close it out from right here at the Triple T Nam Yen house with Jake and Blackie and Brownie or somewhere. All right, guys, peace and love, man. Thanks for watching.